Love you, DJ. I went MIA from like February.
What's this in this playpen right here?
Hi guys.
Human being
Ooh, this is loud.
What we're about to show you is one of the most twisted incidents.
Mustang Saturday.
An vengeful fetish that took place in deplorable.
When my energy dipped on GLP, March was.
It's a temporary home until we get our forever home. Kevin and I am going beginning of January next week. We will be talking to mobile home places.
Welcome in.
Communicating with Kevin, trying to get him to buy now. We plan to buy in the next 3 to 4 months. We're hoping to file my taxes for 2023 and then 2024, whatever comes from that, pay in whatever, and help on our down payment. If not, we don't even need a down payment. They said just a couple $1,000. We didn't need as much as we thought from the beginning. So
Things are like.
Hi, my name is Maya, and I am the owner of Milani Salon. And
I think I'm ready to let this go.
Hey, Mama Bear.
This ring came from.
If you want your kid to be the one with the coolest Valentine's this year, you need to get these. Your kids are gonna have
Nothing.
so much fun.
I just wanted to
Raise your hand if you wish.
pop on for a little while. I probably won't be on here too long. I'm challenging myself to get back into the routine of going live. And to do so, I'm challenging myself to go live for at least 30 minutes every night this week. Pretty much. We didn't get any, well, we got some flurries last night, but we got like 10 inches of a sleet and snow combo last weekend. And it's still out there. It's bad. Are you snowed in?
Hey Siri, call my husband and
all the tinfoil.
I use it for like my eyelash.
Ray.
What?
Tinfoil. I use it for like my eyelash glue.
Do you have power? We never lost power. We did have some
I use permanent.
jacked up internet stuff happen, but that's all fixed now. But we never lost power, thank gosh. But I was prepared if we did. I was as prepared as I could possibly be without buying a generator. Anyway. I'm watching this video. This girl was caught by police with tinfoil and is claiming it's for her eyelash glue. We have hookups for a generator, but they were never tested to make sure that they worked whenever we bought this house. So I'm just a little afraid to spend money on a generator until I know that those hookups work. I'm going to have to probably hire an electrician and bring them out here and see if they work. Hi, Safi.
Perfect society. Who the fuck?
Hopefully you guys are staying warm. I know once it gets so cold outside, it's hard for those units to keep up. Ours was struggling. I ended up having to plug up 2 electric heaters. 2. I've got one in my living room and one in my kitchen. Gas powered. Our electricity isn't that great either. And what's even worse is our electric company is our internet company. So I heard that broken storm. I heard that parts of Florida saw a little snow. Isn't that so weird? It's so weird that there are people who have never seen snow before ever in their lives that are seeing snow for the very first time now, recently, in states like Florida. It's so weird. It's wicked. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, I remember, I knew parts of Alabama got snow last year, but I didn't realize Florida did too. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's colder than that here right now. Let me look. Actually, it's going to be really cold this weekend. It's been pretty bad. Let me see. It's 11 degrees right now, but it feels like 2. Yeah, like our mixture, it was like 3 inches of snow and 7 inches of sleet last weekend. But normally we get the freezing rain and stuff like that, and we don't get any snow. So yeah, I'm over winter. I'm so over winter that I have literally added a swimming pool to my Walmart cart, and I'm going to be ordering it next week. I'm going to order it next week though because it's like half price right now, and I figure I better get it on sale. Right, Broken Storm. It's wild to me. Wild. Oh, I hope you're okay, Fairy. That's why I have been putting Ringo on his cable, or my husband has been taking him out, because I know if I try to go out there, I'm about to fall and bust my butt and maybe even my head. Facts. Facts, Mama. It is way too cold. I don't even want to know what my electric bill and water bill is going to look like next month. Like I'm expecting a $400 or $500 or more electric bill just from running these 2 electric heaters and from the unit trying to keep up, the central heat unit. I don't even want to imagine what it's going to look like. Yeah, I get that. I get that. You definitely want to protect your mom, for sure. Oh, y'all, I am a little freaked out. I had some packages on an Amazon delivery truck on my way to the house today, or on their way to my house today, and just a few stops away, the delivery truck was in a car accident, and Amazon had to replace, they're having to replace everything. I don't know. It sounds like it might have been bad. So that freaked me out a little bit. I really hope that whoever was driving that truck is okay. Yeah, our water has been running all night long and all day for the last 2 weeks. I don't want to let it just drip, because when it gets so cold, if it's just dripping, it could still freeze. And it can still technically freeze whenever it's running at a stream. It just lessens the possibility. But we've been running it quite literally nonstop in the kitchen and both bathrooms. Hot and cold water. I don't know why some people think that they just have to do the cold water and that the hot water doesn't need to be done. But hot water starts out cold when you first turn it on. Yeah, we have all of the cabinet doors open so heat can get to the pipes. The other day, the pipes to my washing machine did freeze. I was running constant cycles and I slipped for a few hours and forgot. Got busy, distracted doing something else, and the pipes froze. So I took these 2 rechargeable hand warmers that I had bought to put in the cockatiel cages in case power went out up against the pipes, and it thawed them out. Hey, Jody, how are you, love? You got to do hot and cold water. For sure. So both of them are streaming. Bathtub, sinks, everything. I know how that goes. You guys are going to be snowed in like we have been for a week straight. Our kids have been out of school all week, and school is canceled for Monday too. They did not go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, and it's already canceled for Monday. See, that's what I was saying, Mama Bear. It's crazy. It's so crazy to me. People move to Florida. People live in Florida to avoid cold winters. And the last couple of years, it's been wild. Hey, Lois, how are you doing? It's just crazy to me. I don't understand what is happening. We missed Monday through Wednesday of school last week. I doubt there will be. Yeah, I doubt there will be school. Our kids probably won't go back to school until middle of the week next week. And the only downfall to that is they only get. Y'all hear that? My washing machine? The only downfall to that is they only get so many free days for snow days before it starts taking away from their summer vacation. Holy guacamole. That is loud. I call it my granddaddy washing machine. That joker is old. Hey, Tammy. Hi, gorgeous. How are you? It's so loud. It's like a beat. What? Me too, Brenda, and that is why we click so well together. I was just saying that I am manifesting summer so much that I have already added a pool to my Walmart cart that I'm going to order next week. Thank you for the heart me's. If you guys can, and you have not already, if you could send a heart me, it is 1 coin. It really helps me out, and I greatly appreciate it. I'm so ready for warm days too. So ready. Like, I am ready to be out in my new pool. I'm ready to be in my floaty with my beverage. Just, man. No. Thank you for the gamer cat. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that so much. No, it's like 100-year-old washing machine. It's time for a new one. It's always super loud. I'm just washing a few clothes. It used to belong to my granddaddy. That's why I call it my granddaddy washing machine. Y'all, when you hear it, boom, 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 boom. Like, it is so loud. I am afraid it's going to explode one day. If I showed it to y'all, hang on. The paint is peeling off of the front. It's rusted. Like, you can look at it and tell it is ratchet as hell. Hold on. Sounds like I'm washing a body. Let me flip my camera around. Hold on. If I can figure out how to do it. Y'all see that? Like, look at that washing machine. But I got a brand new dryer. I'm telling y'all, it's old. It is so old. But I'm letting it hang on for dear life until it decides to go out on me. I'm in a t-shirt and shorts right now, Brenda. I'm in another outfit that I got from Temu, actually. I showed everybody on the live. You have a good night too, Tammy. Thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate that. I showed everybody on my live last night an outfit that I got from Temu. I have really been invested the last couple of weeks in Temu shopping, but wait till I show y'all this outfit. Here's the shirt. It's like a Chucky woman, and it says Mom. Let me try to straighten it up. There we go. It says Mama. And then the shorts, hold on. The shorts, they've got, it's hard for me to position my phone, but the shorts have the same picture on them. I love Temu clothes. Yeah, I just told my husband the other day, we are paying on our refrigerator and dryer through another company, and I told him we might ought to go ahead and bundle in a washing machine because, yeah, it is cute, Sarah. Thank you. I have a couple of more things coming in from them clothes-wise, and then because of the winter storm, everything came in super late, later than they expected it to, so they gave me like a $30 credit. I didn't even ask for it because it wasn't their fault, but they have this thing where if it doesn't arrive by a certain date, you get a $5 credit for each item. Excuse me, I burped. I did not mean to do that, but I had like 6 things, $30 credit. So I went shopping and I got some super cute things. I got these little towel gift sets that are molded into the shape of a teddy bear that I'm going to start packaging into my soap orders every time I ship an order out. I got so much cool stuff coming. I've got some really cool soap molds coming. I'm very excited. See, Perry, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm not a person that typically goes anywhere, but sometimes I like to hop in my car and just drive and listen to music and sing, and I'm experiencing cabin fever. My husband told me today, he said, if you want to go somewhere, I'll take you. You know, wherever you want to go, it doesn't matter if you just want to go look around somewhere. It's too cold. It's too cold. We're snowed in and it's too cold. Y'all want to see my cup? It's got the Hocus Pocus faces on it. I made it. I need to get back into making tumblers. Sarah, right now, the only body butter that I have, because I haven't been making it a whole lot, but I did just make some a few weeks ago. I have 2 jars left of it, actually. It is a black cherry fireside scent, and it smells so good. But that's all I have on hand right now. Hey, TT. Hi, Danny. Hi, Donna. Hi, OG Princess. Oh my God, it's so loud. I would say how embarrassing, but I really don't care, because at least my clothes are getting washed. It is what it is. I posted a video. Where did this go? I don't have any scrubs, but I do need to make some scrubs, especially with it being close to springtime. I'm definitely going to have to start making some scrubs. I'm going to make some exfoliating bar soaps too. I just got a bunch of stuff from Hobby Lobby a few weeks ago for my bar soaps. Because honestly, I have more fun making the bar soaps than I do anything else, because you can be more creative with the bar soaps. But I also have a strong passion for the body butters, and the scrubs. Hi, Snoopy's girl. How are you, love? I posted a video of me practicing the piano earlier, and I did the video, no ring light, no nothing, but I used my new Sony Z1F camera. Y'all, this camera, it is so good. So good. I got a little silicone cover for it, and that's the microphone. That little fuzzy thing on top, that's the microphone that came with it. And it has really good sound quality. That's what I wanted to test whenever I made those videos. It dried my face out, and I have bumps all over. Message me, Grumpy Doo. Message me. I say that because the product that you need is really going to be dependent upon your specific skin type. My teenage daughter has very sensitive skin, and a lot of things break her skin out so bad. So bad. So if you message me, even if it's not a product of mine, even if it's something that I know you can buy from like Walmart or Amazon or something like that, that I can recommend, I'm more than happy to. People think that I'm in it for the money, and I'm not. I have recommended over-the-counter products to a lot of people that, you know, I just know based off of their skin type and answers to questions that they've given me would be good for their skin. At the end of the day, I just want people to feel good about themselves, because everybody's beautiful and should feel good about themselves. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that, sweets. I try. I try to be helpful. Y'all, look what I did. Y'all see that? My iPad case caught on fire. It was my fault. FYI. I was trying to do too many things at once while also lighting a lighter, and yeah. Not cool. Not cool at all. I gotta get a new case. I want to get a Hello Kitty case, actually. I love Hello Kitty. Love, love, love Hello Kitty. What's everybody doing tonight? You guys are so quiet. Nobody is used to me going live anymore. So nobody ever expects me to be live. That's another reason why I'm doing a challenge this week, to go live every night for at least 30 minutes so that people get accustomed to the fact of me going live again, because I do plan to start becoming more consistent about it. I kind of want to look at haunted dolls for sale. Trying to avoid SL. Sweet Baby G, what is SL? Maybe that's a dumb question, and maybe I should know what you're referring to, but I don't. So what is SL? Oh, spread love. Is she after you? Is she bothering you? Sweet Baby G, if you want to talk about it, you are welcome to come in a box. Dorlinda, I saw you come in, beautiful. Thank you guys so much for the taps. Taps are free, so if you don't mind just tapping my big fat nose, those taps really help to push me out to the FYP. For those of you that don't know, I did join an agency last night. This is an agency called Swave Social, and with this agency, I am going to start doing some super fun battles. Gifts are not required in these battles. This is just for everybody to have a good time, but I am going to start doing some really fun battles. We're going to do prank calls. We're going to do battles where we partner up with people and try to catch people cheating. We're going to do paranormal investigation battles. We're going to do satire battles. We're going to do so much fun stuff. Thank you for reposting, Dorlinda. Yeah, if you guys don't mind hitting that repost button as well, if you look in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, if you pop that arrow button, there is an option to repost the live. Tapping the screen and reposting the live or sharing it to your friends is always super, super helpful to any live streamer, and it's a way to help your live streamer and show support for free without spending a dime. Heart me's are also only 1 coin. If you don't mind, if you are able, sending your daily heart me. Again, not required, but very appreciative. I don't ever want to repeat that 11 times because I don't want to sound like one of those creators, because I promise I'm not, but I do want to start taking things more serious. Oh, you're not going to find spread love in here, Sweet Baby G. You're not. Thank you, Grumpy Dude, for the heart me. I love your face, Dorlinda. I appreciate you so much. You've been around for so long, and I'm so appreciative. A lot of you have been around for so long. We have a really good community. And I will tell you, Sweet Baby G, even if someone from that crew tried to come over here, they would be instantly blocked. I can reassure you that you are safe over here. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Emily Pack. Thank you, Grumpy Doo, for the Go Popular. Oh, yeah, I was going to look at iPad cases. Are you talking about a diamond art, Fairy? I need to start working on my diamond art. It's a Christmas diamond art, and it is huge. It's longer than my coffee table, but I figure if I work on it now, then I can just put it up until Christmas time, because it would be a beautiful piece. I need to work on that. Maybe I will tonight. What kind of diamond art are you working on now, Fairy? Dorlinda, that's because you stay out of the mess. You don't comment on the drama. You don't get involved with the drama. You're kind to everyone. And I love that so much about you. Y'all, I've been staying out of the drama. I will talk about some tea. You know, we'll gossip like women do, because that's just part of it. But I truly have been staying out of the drama for several months now. And I plan to keep it that way. I don't want to be involved in anybody's mess. There are people on this app that I used to think so much of, and there are just sides of them that I have seen that I just don't care for. I wish them all the best, but it's just, they're not who I thought they were, and that's sad, but it is what it is, and it's a part of life. You do stay in your lane, Dorlinda, you do. Oh, I bet that's going to be so pretty, Fairy. How many have you finished so far, Fairy? Y'all, it's funny because I met Fairy because we both share a similar condition where we have fluid that builds up on our brains and doesn't drain. And Fairy has the shakes really, really bad. So she didn't think that she could do diamond art. She didn't think she would be able to do it. She wanted to try it, but she was very nervous about it. And I told her, give it a chance. I know that you will be hooked and addicted to it. And she finally did. And she is addicted. We need to do another diamond art live. That was a lot of fun when we did it that one time. A lot of fun. I love Fairy too. Fairy is precious. I know that Fairy found her, she was like me and found herself getting wrapped up in things that she typically wouldn't get wrapped up in. But I'm glad that you have also stepped back from it, Fairy, and that you're just focusing on you and your diamond art and doing what makes you happy. I promise you, all the drama and the tit for tat and the bullcrap is not worth it. I have a person on this app, and a lot of you probably will know who it is without me even saying their name, that has been obsessed with me and stalking me since December of 2024. I'm going to be honest with you, sweet baby G, when it comes to that person that you're talking about, you're not going to get rid of them, but I will tell you, and I know this is going to sound so simple and so simple that you would feel like it wouldn't work, and I'm sure you've tried it, but you have to stick with it for a long period of time. Obviously blocking them, but I do know she has 11 accounts, but just ignoring it. And I know it's easier said than done with the depths that that person goes to, but you can't give any reaction. You have to ignore it. Because the thing with SL is she gets bored and unfortunately moves on to other people. But I really hate that she is still coming at you. That's not okay. Something is very wrong with said person, and she should not be on this app. That's just all it is to it. It is crazy, Grumpy Doo. Anybody that has been on the awareness side of TikTok knows who Spread Love is. And she's not good people. She's just not. It's ridiculous, the things that she has done to people. It's not okay. I still to this day get messages and emails and comments from people about Spread Love. There are people that have tried to take legal action against her. But I don't know that she does hacking work, sweet baby G, but I will say this. I have heard, and this is all alleged because I haven't seen proof, but I have heard that Spread Love does not work alone, and it wouldn't surprise me if she worked alongside people that could do hacking work. I mean, listen, she has ample, unlimited time on her hands. She doesn't have to work because she draws a check. She doesn't have to do anything for herself because she has family taking care of her. So she has nothing but time on her hands. Too much time on her hands. She desperately needs a different hobby. Absolutely, Fairy. I'm the same way. I'm not going to put everything out there about what all has been going on with my health, obviously, but I will say I have to minimalize my stress levels big time. And I've been working on it, and I've been doing better. Dorlinda, if she is, please remove her. This type of person posts as people's children. She has threatened people's children. She posts as people's deceased loved ones. She goes as below the belt as she could possibly go without physically showing up at your home. It's absolutely vile and disgusting. They are, sweet baby G. They really are. Her and that Britney girl. Spread love, Taba. Right, Dorlinda. I do. I put my health on the back burner for some years. I genuinely did. And I would always talk about doing what I need to do, but I never did it. I just wrapped myself up in work and all of my hobbies. And at this point, I'm going to have to cut some of my hobbies out. And I'm going to have to start taking PTO at work. That's why I took some time off last week. I took Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off. And when I came back Friday, my boss told me, she said, I'm glad to see you back. But I was also glad to see you take some time for yourself. And I'm going to encourage you to continue to do that. I know. I am going to, after my class is over, Fairy. There's a lot going on at work right now. A lot. But I will be done within the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to start going to some of the specialists I need to go to. My only thing is I have such trauma, such PTSD from the spinal tap that I had last time. And I wound up getting the CSF leak and the pain that caused me in my head, that I am terrified because I know they're going to want to do another spinal tap. And then I also get like very triggered every time they do I think it's the MRI of my head where they put the cage around my face and all of that. I just, yeah, once I go and I get a checkup and stuff, I'll let you know what they say for sure. I'll definitely keep you updated. As crazy as it sounds, I'll probably vlog it. I feel like taking my camera and just vlogging as much of everything as I can will, in a way, distract me a little bit and put things at ease. I can't do the MRIs either. I'm so claustrophobic. And then with the head MRI, it's worse for me than any other part of the body because not only are you in that very tight space, but they put that cage over your head. And then the headphones, I can't do it. Ringo, go to bed. Go night-night. Go night-night. You know it's your bedtime. I don't know why he's whining. He's been going to bed at the same time every night. It is. What do you mean the shunt changes? Very. Aw, I'm glad, sweet baby G. Listen, sweet baby G, I know we don't talk a whole lot, but anytime that I've ever told anyone that my inbox is always open when it comes to spread, or anything else for that matter, I mean it. You have my inbox. Most people have my email. A lot of times, the most productive work is done quietly behind the scenes rather than being public about it. So if you ever need me, just reach out to me and I will help the best that I absolutely can. If I need to loop in some of my other friends, I will do what I have to do. But I strongly encourage you to at least try what I suggested, because that's what I had to do. And it's made a huge difference for me when it comes to the crazies that have followed me on this app. I wish they would put me out for an MRI, Brenda, but here at this hospital, they won't. Now, maybe if I was willing to travel, they would, but they won't do it here. And they don't have the open machines here either. I think they have those other places, if I'm correct. I don't know. I haven't been back in a long time, and I know what's going to happen. They're going to have to put a shunt in. Like, we've tried the fluid medication, and weirdly enough, I'm allergic to it. I have really bad, severe reactions to the point that the reactions that I have to the fluid medication disables me worse than the fluid being on my brain. Oh, you're okay. Your valve. I get it. I get what you're saying. I've heard that they have to be checked and adjusted and sometimes replaced every so often. So, yeah. Well, I know who Florida Man is, but I didn't know that he sat with Spread Love. I know of Florida Man. I mean, I've heard things about him, and I've had a couple of conversations with him. He confronted me about something a while back, and I respect what he confronted me about, and he wasn't rude about it at all, and he had every right to confront me. But we had a good conversation and left it at that. But I didn't know he was hanging out with Spread Love. That's interesting. I haven't seen Florida Man around in a while, but we kind of hang out on different sides of the tracks. Is he coming after you too? I don't want you to say too much on here, baby G. DM me, and if you feel comfortable, DM me, and let me know what's been going on, and I'll see what I can try to do to help. Hey, Anne. Hey, bestie. How are you, beautiful? Thank you, Anne, for the heart me. Again, for those of you just coming in, if you are able, heart me's are 1 coin, so 1 penny, and you can send 1 a day. If you have not sent yours today and you don't mind sending your daily heart me, I would really appreciate it. I do have a goal to reach 50 heart me's by the end of the week, so by next Sunday. It's not required. I appreciate all of you just being here. But if you can and you don't mind sending a daily heart me, I would really appreciate it. Thank you, sweet baby G, for the roses. I appreciate you so much. You guys, gifts are never required, but they are appreciated. I genuinely just appreciate the conversation. Tava with the gamer cat. Thank you. We have 2 out of our 10 gamer cats for our live goal. You guys are amazing. I'm tired too, Anne, but I'm doing really good. I am. I know you're one that knows that I hit a rough patch there for a while, and I was struggling. I was getting off work every day for a good week, 2 weeks, and every time I would get off, I would be broke out in hives. I was crying. I was just mentally over it. Thank you, Tava, for the league ball. Thank you so much. But I took the time off last week. I've been spending some time doing things that I loved. But also, I've been spending some time just loving on myself. Tava with the journal, Astro Man. Thank you. I don't think anything about it to just lay in my bed for as long as it takes. Sometimes I don't get out of my bed until like 1 o'clock if I'm off. And it's not that I'm sleeping. I'm just laying there, enjoying myself, scrolling my phone, reading, whatever the case may be. And I've just been relaxing, taking it easy, which is something that my body forgot how to do for years. And it's really been helping. Yeah, Fairy, I feel that. My energy levels, they're not good. I have to force myself to do a lot. But I'm also a person who is used to being on the go. So it's being drained out mentally and physically, but also not liking to sit still. It's not a good combo. It has felt like a dream, Anne. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate that. I got this at Ulta, actually. It's got the cherries on it. It's so cute. Thank you, Tava, for the rose. Oh, you blocked her, Dorlinda? Good. I promise you it was the best thing you could have done because she's dangerous. Thank you, Jocelyn, for the heart me. Y'all, we are at 30 heart me's. We only need to reach 20 more heart me's by next Sunday. So that is a little over 7 days away. Thank you, Taba, for the crown. Taba, you don't have to keep doing that, but thank you so much, sweet girl. Speaking of Taba, how are you feeling, love? And how are you doing, Jocelyn? It is tough times, Anne. It is. Kimberly, I saw people commenting that on my post on Facebook. And when people were saying it was at my local Walmart, I deleted the post because I was afraid if other people saw it, they would go buy them out. I need to go there tomorrow because I want to try it so bad. Everybody says it tastes like cherry Coke. But that's a good thing, Taba. Every time that we are here to see another day and live our lives is a blessing in itself. I'm doing really good, Jocelyn, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing well, too. Thank you guys so much for popping in. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I enjoy the conversation. Have y'all seen this ring I got from TikTok Shop? Look at that. I have lost to not one but 2 wedding rings. Thank you, Anne, for the gamer cat. Y'all, we are 3 out of 10 of our gamer cats. Thank you guys so much. Work has been a lot, Jocelyn. It really has. It's been a lot. But it's going to get better. It's just going to take a little while. Oh, I'm sorry you've been bored, Tava. I am trying to commit to going live so much more often. I have a goal for myself to go live for at least 30 minutes every day for a week straight. Get everybody back accustomed to me being live, and then I have some fun things planned. It is pretty, Jocelyn. It looks like something that cost a lot of money. It is pretty. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kimberly. Please do. Please, please, please do. I appreciate you. So my first ring, it was a gold ring. It had 2 little diamonds on it and then a blue stone in the center. It was the first wedding ring my husband got me. I don't know how I lost it. I went from being like 312 pounds to 240 pounds. So I lost a lot of weight and the ring got too big. So what I think happened, because we moved out of our old house and tore it apart looking for it while we were moving. It was not there. I think it slipped off my finger somewhere at a store or something. And then I got another ring. It was like a princess. Thank you, Tava, for the heart me. It was like a princess cushion cut. It was so beautiful. So beautiful. They were both beautiful. And it's in this house somewhere. I was constantly taking it off to clean or whatever. And I set it down somewhere and lost it. So I told my husband I do not want another expensive ring because with the memory issues that come with my brain condition and just everything. Thank you, Dorlinda, for the heart me. I'm just afraid to keep losing it. So I get a lot of rings from TikTok shop. I've got this one, and then the one that I made a video about a while back that I still wear all the time and still hasn't turned my finger green, still hasn't faded or tarnished. And then I actually have another ring coming in next week from TikTok shop that is supposed to be so pretty. Thank you, Dorlinda, for the TikToks. Thank you, Taba, for the hanging lights. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So yeah, I don't know. I've just been getting a lot of sterling silver rings. That's all I can do. But this one is really, really pretty. Hey, Halo Hellraiser, how are you, love? Girl, I need to talk to you because I am so out of the loop with what has been going on. So out of the loop. Thank you, Dorlinda, for the level up sparkles. Thank you so much, love. Yes, text me. Text me, please. What do you mean, Tava? Just how I'm so open about everything? See, Jocelyn, I am the exact, well, are you a yellow gold girl or a white gold girl? Because I don't like yellow gold. I like white gold and I like silver. That's what I like. Thank you for the finger hearts. Dorlinda, you're amazing. You guys are so awesome. Facts and facts. Facts. If you guys don't know who Halo Hellraiser is, if you're not following her, please give her a follow. Please. That is Lori Jones's stepsister, but she's nothing like Lori Jones. She's actually amazing. She reached out to me. If you guys remember, whenever I first exposed Lori, how many years ago has it been, Emily? It was like 2 or 3 years ago. I love you too, Emily. She reached out to me from a burner account. Yeah, 2 years ago. And she started telling me some things, and Lori was tripping out. She couldn't figure out how I knew all of these things about her. But she was telling me all this stuff, and you could tell she genuinely cared about Lori. And she genuinely cared about Lori's girls. Like, she was not in it with ill intentions at all. At all. And then here recently, Emily has actually, like, at that point, Emily didn't want anybody to know who she was. And I never told anyone. Never. Like, I kept her secret. But she made the decision to come out. And I knew she had this account. She had shared that with me. She came to me on a different account. But she finally told everyone who she was. And when I tell you, Lori is big mad. Clearly, Lori is big mad. Thank you, Dorlinda, for the level up sparkles. Aw, Emily, thank you. I have a lot of respect for you because I know it has to be hard. I do. And everybody that knows me on this app from back then knows I genuinely tried to help Lori. Not with money or anything like that, but I was genuinely trying to help her go down a better path for her and for her girls, to try and help her do what she needed to do to be a better mother and not lose her girls. And at first she acted like she wanted to take my help. And then, of course, she did like Lori does. Ah, Taba. Okay. Yeah. I need to repost that story, actually, because I'm surprised it didn't get more views than it did. Y'all, that was a crazy story. Crazy story. Thank you, Trish, for the heart puff. If you haven't seen it, let me tell you. Years ago, whenever I was in high school, I would go over to my sister's house a lot to hang out with my nephew. Well, I was staying the night with my sister with one of my friends, and we were outside. And it was really late at night, and this car pulls up, and it's this guy and this girl and a baby. And I'm not going to give all of the details away, but you'll have to go watch the video. It is pinned at the top on my page. But let's just say a week later, dude unalives his girlfriend and was going to unalive me. He tried to lure me into a house and was going to unalive me. It is crazy. Thank you, Dorlinda. You are so sweet, too. I am so appreciative for our friendship. And thank you for the friendship necklace. Y'all, if you haven't seen that video, I'm telling you, it's pinned at the top of my page. I'm probably going to repost it just because it's been a while. And it's one of those stories that will blow your mind. Jocelyn, what? I wish you would come up and tell us about it. If you feel comfortable. If not, you don't have to, obviously. But I would love to hear that story. We need to do a live panel like that sometime. Just tell some of the craziest, scariest, weirdest, whatever stories that we've ever experienced in our own lives. Because you would be surprised at the types of things that people have been through. You would never look at me and think that somebody was trying to lure me into a house and murder me. I mean, that would not be a story you would expect me to tell. And it's not something I just walk around talking about all the time. Hence why I was on this app for years before I ever told it. Because it gives me nightmares. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. See, me too, Emily, me too. But y'all know I love my paranormal. I got all my haunted dolls over here. I can't wait to do some lives with them. I can't wait. I'm going to turn my gingerbread filter on. Well, I might not have to. I could probably just lean out of the camera. Thank you for the donut, Dorlinda. The haunted urn and clock. All I got's haunted dolls, y'all. That's all I got. But I want to hear all about that, Emily. Anybody that wants a box, guys, don't be shy. You could take a box. But we could definitely do a whole live where we talk about things just like that. We could do that one night this week. Or maybe next weekend, since I know so many people work. Oh, Jocelyn. Girl, yeah, let me show you. I got a whole collection over here. Let me set Peyton back up right, because I've got them. They're not all setting right. Hang on. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they did this themselves. What's going on, to be honest? My husband swears one of them moves. All right, let me flip the camera. So we've got her. I don't know her name. This is Hillary. I know it's dark. I don't think there's a way to turn on the flash either because my battery's so dead. But that's Hillary. That is Iris. She is the creepiest one. I have so many stories I could tell y'all about her. That is Sabrina. That is Lala. That's Peyton. She was my very first haunted doll. I think her name is Isla. I think that's what her name is. I would have to go back and look. I don't know her name. I don't remember her name. It's like Mazzy, something like, it starts with an M. Some of these I've never investigated. That's Hillary. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, where is... Hold on. We're missing one. We are missing a doll. Carrie. There she is. That's Carrie. She's the second one. So I've only ever gotten haunted dolls from 2 people. Carrie and Peyton. These 2 were my first 2. They came from the same person as her, as Lala, her, and her. I got all of those from the same person. And then Iris and Sabrina came from a paranormal investigator by the name of Phantom Swallow. This one is known to move. My husband has seen her move. I actually came home one day and she used to stand up in my bedroom right next to my TV on the TV stand, and came home one day and he had her turned backwards. And I said, why is she turned backwards? He said, she was staring at me and I promise you she moved. And I just laughed at him. Well, then the next day I came home and he had her in the bathroom face down. He said, you are not putting her back in the bedroom. I'm telling you, she moves. He has seen her move multiple times. But when I got her, I was told she moves. Sabrina also is claimed to move. Peyton and Carrie are probably my 2 most active. as little as they are, they love to play with the lights. They love to talk through the Necrobonic app. They like to talk through Spirit Box. They like to play with the little K2 meter. They like to do a lot of things. We're going to do some lives with them eventually. I don't have an EVP recorder, Emily, but I actually can take my smartphones. So let me flip my camera back around and I'll tell you the story. When all I had was Peyton and Carrie, I took my smartphone at the time and I set it next to Peyton and Carrie, I think it was. Or maybe I did it one at a time. And I was asking yes or no questions. And I asked Carrie one day, can you tell me how old you are? And I asked Peyton one day, I forgot. It was a yes or no question. I don't even remember. Can you say your name or something like that? I don't know. But you can hear them both. Plain as day. There was no background noise. Nobody else was around. And it was plain as day say, no. And it sounded so creepy. I still have that recording somewhere around this house on one of my old phones. I still have it. So yeah. Yeah, Fairy, the redhead with the bonnet on her head. Because I was going to say, one thing about her that the lady who gave her to me or sold her to me said is that people claim her eyes move. But the little mini ones, like I said, are the most active. The mini ones, and yeah, the mini ones, Peyton and Carrie. Oh, I don't know. I have a couple of redheaded little ones. Ooh, Emily, you're going to have to share that with me. Yeah, send it to me. Emily, do you have my number? I need to give it to you if you don't. I trust you. I don't just go around giving it to just anybody, but I trust you. But I do love my haunted dolls. When I lost my dad in 2021, I lost him May 1st, 2021. June 17th, 2021, I had a full abdominal hysterectomy. Okay, so I'm not only grieving the unaliving of my father, but I'm also recovering from a full abdominal hysterectomy. I'm talking about cut from one side to the other. So it was bad. So I didn't sleep much at night. So I would lay in the recliner for late hours scrolling, and I would come across different paranormal investigators. They would have haunted dolls and they would be investigating them. And that's what got me into haunted dolls. That's where it started. So I got Peyton and Carrie for my birthday that year. So August of 2021. So I've had them almost 5 years. And it's just kind of accumulated ever since. I don't blame you, Perry. You have to be my nose is itching for some reason. You have to be very careful. Listen, I will do the same thing, Emily. Oh, I meant to light up a nicotine stick. If you see me lean out of the camera, that's why, because I don't want to get nannered. Okay, Emily, I got you. I don't know why my nose is itching. I almost went and got my septum pierced today. Has anybody on here had their septum pierced? My nose is itching so bad. Someone must be thinking of me. I think that I have a hair. I legitimately almost went and got my septum pierced today. Like, my husband was going to take me. I had already messaged my piercing guy. I was ready. And then my mom said, Jess, please don't do that. She said, remember that you don't heal as quickly and as well as you used to, because my diabetes is so bad. Things just don't heal right for me anymore. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till my blood sugars stabilize for an extended period of time, and I'm going to talk to my doctor. And once we're at a point to where my doctor feels like it's safe, I'm going to get my septum pierced. And I need to get my other eyebrow pierced, because this one, if you can't tell, after so many years, your eyebrow ring will kind of start to not reject, but it basically tells you whenever it's about done. Eyebrow rings just aren't long term. This one has actually lasted longer than I expected it to. So I'm going to eventually get this side done. Yeah. I have 2 holes in each ear, and then I had my, I think it's called your dath, whatever, pierced at one point, but I had to take it out whenever I was having an MRI done of my head, and they forgot to put the jewelry back in for me. I've had my nose done twice on each side. I've had my tongue done twice, my eyebrow done, and I think that's it. I hated my tongue rings. Never again, never again. I love having my nose pierced. If it was up to me, I would have both sides done. But I can't wait to get my septum done. It's going to be cute. I don't want a huge piece of jewelry right here, though. I just want something tiny, something small. Small little hoop. Oh, yeah, Anne, I could see that. Are you talking about after so many years, you could tell it was just done? Like, the jewelry just kind of, it's still in there pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but I can just tell it's getting there. It's getting to that point. It's time to get it redone. I think it's because it's the type of piercing that it is. Like, this is literally just skin. You know what I mean? I don't know. Oh, I'm so jealous, Emily. And they always tell me that I have the perfect anatomy for just about any type of facial piercing. Like the perfect anatomy for a septum. With a septum, you want somebody with the anatomy where they have that squishy part there, a good squishy section instead of just cartilage. And I have plenty of squish. You have to have a certain type of anatomy for the eyebrow ring, which most people can pull off the eyebrow ring. But not everybody can do a septum. Same, Anne, same. I kept rubbing it across my teeth, and it never healed right either. I don't know. Which I didn't get my tongue professionally done either time. I actually let a friend pierce my tongue both times. And she did a good job, but I just didn't like it. Hi, Green Eyes. How are you, gorgeous? Again, if you guys see me lean out of the camera, I'm still here. Nicotine stick. I know, I should really quit, but it's hard. It's hard. So, tea sipper, I just ordered some fake septum rings on Amazon today. That'll be here next week. I think Wednesday or Thursday is when they're coming. And some of them are the magnetic, where it's got the 2 magnets. You know what I'm talking about. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Because at least then, too, it'll give me time to try it out and see how I like it on myself before I go and get it done. I see all these videos, Dorlinda, of people on TikTok that are doing their own piercings. I watched this girl pierce her eyebrow in a classroom. And I think she hit like a vein or something because it was pouring blood for several minutes. And I was like, My daughter pierced her own nose. I've taken her twice to get it pierced, but she has pierced her own nose. I couldn't do it. No way, Emily. No way. That's one place that I will not get pierced. I will not do that or my kuka because I feel like they are so sensitive. And I don't know. I like the facial piercings. That's what I like. To each their own. I mean, I love piercings and tattoos in general, but I like the facial piercings. I know it had to hurt though. I know it had to hurt. Because that is such a sensitive spot. I feel like I would scream. You're lying. There's no way. Scale of 1 to 10. Scale of 1 to 10. See, but I do hear that the septum is one of the fastest healing piercings. People do say it heals in like 5 days. I don't know. But again, my mom is right. I don't heal like I used to right now. I need to focus on getting my blood sugar stabilized, then go to the doctor, get their green light. And Emily, I feel like I would cry. For the septum, Anne? See, I'm hearing complete opposite. Everybody's telling me the healing process for the septum is easier than the nostril and any other piercing they've ever had. I don't know. Everybody's different. But I'm going to wait. It's probably going to be a few months before I do it. Just get my blood sugar stabilized for a long time and just double check with my doctor. Oh, and you did it too? What is a tragus? Why do I feel like I should know what this is? Green Eyes, are you feeling any better? I thought about you yesterday, actually, and was going to text you, but Sometimes I wonder if I should text you or call you because I'm afraid if you're asleep, you'll hear your phone ring and then it'll go off. And I really just want you to get some sleep. Hey, Miss B and your gorgeous self. I can't believe you're still awake. For the nippers, Crafty, I can't do that. I can't. I just, I don't have anything against them. I just don't think I could do it. Oh, you took a nap. Well, no wonder you're awake. I had to leave that live earlier. Mainly because when it comes to talking about animals and stuff like that, I just like everybody else, I'm very sensitive with it. Oh, well, I didn't know that, Green Eyes. I didn't know your phone was on silent when you're asleep. And I just worry you don't get enough sleep. I bled for 4. What is the tragus? Am I even saying that right? And now I gotta look it up. Let me get my iPad. I don't know all of these names. Well, Green Eyes, that's not a bad thing. That's your septum, Miss B. That's what I'm talking about getting in a few months. I can't do it right now because it might not heal right with my blood sugars, but I want to get my septum. Look, Miss B is over here just like me. I don't know none of these names. Aw, Hot Mama, thank you so much for saying that. I haven't been live in a long time. Last night was my first live in a while. Oh, puzzle piece. But I am going to start coming back around more. The ear in the middle. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was just gonna explain it to you. It's that little piece of cartilage that you have right on the inside part of your ear.
I know what you're talking about. Let me flip my camera and I will show everybody.
It takes about an average of a year for them to heal correctly. It took mine almost 3 years. Yes.
I bet that hurt.
Actually, no, it didn't hurt, but I do have a high pain tolerance, so I have to say it could hurt.
Thank you, Hot Mama. Crafty, so from what I have been told, the daith, or however you say it, DAITH, is what's supposed to be good for migraines. And the only reason that I know that is because I got the daith several years ago for that purpose. But when I went to get an MRI done of my head, they made me take my jewelry out and she put it in a locker and she never gave it back.
You shouldn't have to remove any piercings for any type of MRI.
They made me. Or maybe it was a CT scan, I don't know. But I just know at the hospital, they made me. They made me take everything out. Except for my nose. But I had a clear silicone piece in my nose.
They, for whatever reason, when they put me on the ventilator, they took my tragus piercings out.
That's
I don't know why they did that, but I did have to have them redone. So they're back to the healing process again. I was so mad because there was no reason for them to have had to remove them, and I don't even know how they got them out. You need a special tool to take them out.
Yeah. Sorry, Crafty. I hope that you're feeling better.
Witchy woman, how are you, sweetheart?
See, Emily, I just feel like, and again, this is just me and my thought process, but I feel like I would be uncomfortable taking it out and putting it back in. I don't know. And let me tell you, it probably is just me because that's me with any piercing that I get. I still get a little weird when I swap my nose out. I'm a lot better now. But I'll never forget when I changed my eyebrow out for the first time. There's no pain involved with an eyebrow at all. If you've ever gotten your eyebrow pierced, you know. When they did it, I didn't even feel it. And they were like, oh, we're done. And I was like, what? That's it? But I was still scared the first few times that I changed it out. I just freak out every time. I don't know. But I can't wait to get my septum. I would have went today if my mom hadn't reminded me that I really don't need to be purposely putting any wounds in my body right now.
Yeah,
She
you want to make sure you're in a better place for sure.
she like I was changing clothes. I was literally about to go, and she said, "Jess, please don't do that. You have to remember your body doesn't heal like it's supposed to right now. You have to get everything else taken care of first. Let your sugar stabilize, talk to your doctor, and for now do a fake one." And that's what I did. I ordered some fake ones. She said, "Make sure you're even going to like it. And then by the time you figure that out, maybe things will be better and then go for it." But she's right. It's possible I could get it done and it could just randomly get infected so easily and it could just be bad. So I'm not going to do it. But I am sad about it.
I am glad that you took your mom's advice. Smart cookie.
Yeah, she is. Woman has been through so much. This last week, my stepdad, he had the lung cancer several years ago and they removed one of his lungs and now the lung cancer is back in his other lung and he's on chemo and radiation. He's only had, I think, 2 rounds of chemo so far. Yeah, he was on his second one. So at his second round of chemo, he went to the bathroom and he came out and his oxygen level plummeted. So he was sent to a hospital about an hour away from us. It's a better hospital than the local one. And that's the same area where his chemo and stuff is anyway. It's in a place called Jackson, Tennessee. But he ended up having to be admitted because he had pneumonia in that lung. And the day after he was admitted, we got that really bad winter storm burn. And it was like, it was terrible. Roads are still terrible. School's out again Monday. They've been out all week. The ambulance ended up driving him home a week later when he was discharged because he had oxygen, so he qualified. But she was at home by herself all week. Couldn't get to him, none of that because of how bad the roads were. And she had such a hard time. I ended up sending my husband over there and made him shovel out her driveway and everything. She got so mad at me. She called me and said, "Tell your husband to come home." I said, "I will not."
Well, I'll definitely keep praying for him. I know he's had a hard time.
Fairy, I can't do long nails either. I've tried every length. I've tried every shape. I type 140 words per minute. I kid you not. And it's very hard when you are accustomed to typing so fast and you type so much at work. I can't do it. I've seen these things you can put on your keys, your computer keys that are supposed to be good for nails. I'm going to order them and I'm going to try that. And if that doesn't work, I give up.
And mine are super long.
I can't. I want to so bad. I love pretty nails. I've always, as a teenager, kept my nails done, but I can't.
Now, Dora Linda, I get a thin layer of builder gel put over mine because they'll break off, and nothing makes me more mad than to have one broken nail and then I got to wait for it to grow out all over again.
Dorlinda, do you take pictures and stuff like that of the nails that you do? And I've heard of builder gel. People complain about Carrie Walls, that girl that sells nails on here, because I guess she uses builder gel but then claims it's acrylic. But when I look it up, there's not a whole lot of difference that I see between builder gel and acrylic. Emily,
Yeah,
I used
they're
to sell
very
Color
strong.
Street.
They're very strong, but I have them put such a thin layer you would never even know.
Emily, I used to sell Color Street. Back when Color Street first came out, I sold them, and I love Color Street. I will say that. I actually have considered becoming a rep again, but there are just so many people out there that are reps. However, I made bank when I sold Color Street. Like, I am not even kidding you. I made enough money every month to pay our rent and our electric bill. And for me, in an MLM, that was decent money for me. But
I have
I
no
love
idea what
Color
that even
Street.
is.
Oh, they're nail strips. So like they're like wraps that you put on your nails, but
Oh, okay.
they're not like the ones you buy in store, because it's real nail polish made into a wrap. Like, and it feels like real nail polish. They're really good.
Jenny Shane. I miss you, Jenny Shane. Where you been?
Yeah, that's true, Barry. That's true.
Jenny Shane, I just want to tell you, it was 84 degrees here in beautiful sunny Southern California today.
Hey, Red Productions, Green Eyes, if you don't shut your face, it is like 6 degrees here right now.
Oh my gosh. Everybody's been telling me how cold they are and digging themselves out of the snow. And I'm like, I'm going to cruise the beach. See you later.
T-Sipper, Color Street will never go out of style for me. And I only say that because I've tried other brands and they weren't as good. I also used to sell red aspen nails, but I couldn't wear them and type right. So I felt like, I mean, they're pretty, they're good quality, but nuh-uh, Emily, I can't do that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, no. You know, I'm so grateful that I can live where I live. I actually learned about what some of you guys go through just dealing with the snow. And this past week, I had no idea. And I was so lost in that conversation. But I just am lucky to live in a place where I just have absolutely zero concept of what that weather is like. None. And my and girl, you know my body would freeze up
Yeah,
and
I know.
be done. Be done. I would be having to cry my way through winter. I just can't imagine.
It's
Don't get
here.
me wrong. You know, cold. It has been getting pretty cold at night, upper 30s, low 40s. But in the daytime, we've been in the 70s, and in the last few days, we've been in the 80s. But I just been praying for a lot of you guys because I don't know how you do it.
Red Productions, I'm doing really good. A lot better than I was. I've still got a ways to go with a few things, but I'm definitely feeling more like myself now than I have in a very long time. So I'll take it.
You
Dorlinda, I
have to
appreciate
take
that
care of
here.
yourself. You have
I know.
to.
When I went back to work Friday, my manager messaged me and she said, I just want you to know I'm so glad you are back. But even more so, I am so glad that you took some time just for yourself. Because anytime I take off, it's for an appointment or an emergency happened or a power outage. She said, I'm just so glad that you took time that is solely for yourself. She said, and I am going to encourage you to do that more often. She said, don't ever again hesitate to come to me and say, I need time off, because that's what I ended up doing. I am still in the middle of class, and I'm going to end up being in class for 2 weeks longer than I expected because, I can't say just because a couple of my coworkers might be in here and nobody knows but me. But let's just say I'm going to have to take over a class that doesn't belong to me. However, I have been in class for 8 weeks, and normally it only lasts 4 to 5 weeks. But we had a whole cyber attack, a global systems outage. Like, it was a whole bunch of bad stuff that was happening. It was just a shit show. And I finally got to a point to where I was getting off work and I would just start crying. I was breaking out in hives. My blood pressure was spiking. And I knew it was because of how crazy it was at work. Because I wasn't just doing my job, I was doing my job and the job of 2 to 3 other people all day long. And I had it. So I messaged my supervisor and said, when is the soonest that I can take a few days off? I'm going to be honest with you. I am exhausted mentally and physically, and I need a mental reset. I said, mentally, I'm not okay. And if I don't take the time off now, my body's going to end up forcing me to, and it's going to be beyond my control. So they let me take it the next week, the following week. But I don't know. I'm scared to
Um,
also
last
be my
year,
boss.
last year, Carlos's company started offering mental health days.
Yeah, they give us
Um,
one every year. Just one, though.
yeah, he can take up to 5 mental health days and 5 sick days, but he also gets 8 weeks of vacation
That's amazing.
every year. Yeah, his company treats them very well when it comes to that.
You're right, productions. A lot of places don't care. And here's
Right,
where I am definitely blessed. Does my job lean on me a little more than they should? Yes, but they do it because I am one of the very few people that, one, is skilled and knowledgeable and experienced, but also reliable and dependable and
right.
proactive. Like, they know they can count on me. And they can't do that with a lot of people. But with that being said, I have to give them credit because mental health is a really big deal at my company. Like, they have literally paid to train anybody that wants to do it. to be mental health coaches, and we have like mental health events every year, and like they have these resources with like 24-hour 7-day a week hotlines and free mental health telehealth services. Like they do a lot for people for mental health, and all you got to do is just tell them, hey, mentally I'm not okay, I need some time, and they will let you do what you got to do. I had an agent. I'm not going to put names out there, obviously, but I had an agent recently who was out of work for a few days, didn't make contact with me as her boss or anyone for 2 days, and had put in for a leave of absence for a mental health situation. And because of that, like HR looked into it and found out, and that gave her job security. I mean, they're not going to mess with you when it comes to your mental health, and that's a lot for me because I've worked for other companies who would push you until your mental health was broken and then just keep pushing you some more, and that's not okay. That is
Wow,
wild.
Red. That's wild,
That's scary.
right?
That's so scary. I miss what Emily said. All I get's 2 weeks, but break in service, you have to use the AI. So I get paid every 2 weeks, and every time I get paid, I get almost 5 hours of vacation time and almost 2 hours of sick time. I get a little more vacation time every pay period that I'm supposed to for as long as I've been there. Not by much, just like an extra hour. But again, I'm special in a way. But one more year of being there, and I'll end up getting like, I think it's like 6 to 7 hours of vacation time and then like 4 hours of sick time every pay period. They are pretty good to us, pretty generous when it comes to that stuff. So I can't complain. I love where I work. They just drive me crazy sometimes if I don't take care of myself. I didn't know that about you, Emily. And I felt like I should have known that.
Well, I am definitely living proof that if you're not taking care of yourself, your body's going to force you into retirement. And that's exactly what happened to me. You know, I've had lupus for 16 years,
Hey,
and
Coco.
you know, I managed pretty well, but I wasn't doing all of the things that I was supposed to be doing, and not taking care of myself. And last year it just
Was a
did it
lot.
for me.
Yeah.
Did it for me. I'd never been so happy to see a year leave
Right.
than I was that one. But I'm
Hey,
still here. I'm still here.
Hey, Coco, I don't want anyone to think I'm ignoring them, but I'm also not going to interrupt Green Eye Show, so please don't think I'm ignoring you. But hey, Coco, how are you doing, love? Productions, yes, I am still doing all the training. Social justice, girl, bye. Yes, I am done talking about the creepy ass dolls. Thank you for the heart me, and thank you, Coco, for the hand heart. I appreciate you guys so much. I am doing okay, Coco. I'm doing really good. I hope you are. Okay, sorry. Hee. Thank you guys for the likes. If you don't mind tapping the big fat nose of mine on the screen and bringing up the likes. Those of you just coming in, I have a goal for myself by next Sunday to get to 50 heart meets. Heart meets cost 1 coin, 1 penny. So if you can't, perfectly fine. It's not a requirement. I genuinely just appreciate you being here. But if you can send your daily heart me, I am setting all of these goals for myself now that I am with this new agency. I'm so incredibly excited and proud of myself. I was invited. Thank you, Coco, for the gamer cat. Was invited last night and accepted. Thank you for the finger heart to an agency called Swave Social. And they manage some of the biggest creators on here, like the big battlers and all of, like, they are literally one of the top, if not the top agencies on TikTok, and I feel so incredibly honored to be a part of that agency. And I want to start taking things more seriously. Like, I want to do great things that I know I'm capable of doing on this app. Thank you to Arlinda for the feather tiara.
Well,
How
I
cute
was
do you have
so
it?
excited to see your face. I have missed your lives, girl. It's been a long time
And I've
since
been
we
going
got to
live
hang
without
out. Dudes.
filters because people are hella mad. Like they think that I use the filters because I'm ashamed of how I look. I had my makeup all done last night whenever I went live, didn't use a filter. I ain't got no makeup on now and still ain't using a filter. Because that ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Filters are there for fun. The hell? Thank you, Emily, for the heart me. Thank you, Coco, for the heart pups.
I've never seen so many people be so pressed about dang filters. It is crazy to me.
It is crazy. But listen, it's something that's funny. The
I agree,
number
Red
one person
Productions.
who used to talk shit about me and my filters, her who shall not be named on my platform, uses more filters than anybody I've ever seen on this app. Like uses hella filters. And we'll just say that it's a lady on this app who is full of bullshit. That's what we'll say.
Well, I can think of a few.
Well, she's also full of lies, if that tells you anything,
Mm-hmm.
but considers herself a boss.
I know who you're talking about.
Lori too, Emily. Lori too. Lori
Oh,
Jones
yeah.
considers my bad ass. Again, guys, if you see me lean out of the camera, it's because I have a nicotine stick habit and TikTok likes to nanner you if you do that on live. So your sister is something else. I'll never forget when she tried to tell people that she used to be a stripper. Mandy said maybe the stripper of a stop sign. Social justice, have you heard from Skip? I haven't seen her talk to her since the other night, and I was just a little bit worried about her. I need to just message her. But sometimes I message her and she just reads it and hearts it and doesn't respond. And I am kind of worried. Your sister is something else, Emily. That's what I'll say. Do you know who Halo Hellraiser is, Green Eyes?
I don't.
So you remember 2 years ago whenever I first exposed Lori Jones, and I know everyone found out that I was talking to Lori's stepsister on the back end, and we had been talking for several months. Well, that's who Halo Hellraiser is. She
Okay.
is Emily, Lori's stepsister. Thank you, Crafty, for the swan. And she is so precious and so sweet and just all around amazing. I love her to pieces.
Yeah, Lori's a hard pill for me to swallow. I don't get too involved in that one over there.
I need to do that, social. She has brought her Discord up to me a few times. I did away with Discord for a while, but some of the brands that I work with on TikTok, like that's their direct communication is through Discord, and then also the agency communicates directly through Discord, so I did have to get it back a few weeks ago, but not all Discord is bad.
Dora Linda, I think she's got a bad reputation in several states.
Oh, but I forgot Dorlinda lives in New York, so you hear things about her, Dorlinda? Maybe I'll just turn on the gingerbread to do this. I hate leaning out of the camera. Well, looky there. It's been a long time. Oh, I never knew that.
Oh,
I got
wow.
some social justice. I never knew that.
Have you been up in any true crime cases lately?
No, I've actually been addicted to watching these videos on here where they're like police busts for different things. I have been addicted to watching those. Like there was a lady earlier who was busted by the police, and when they searched her, they found tinfoil, and she tried to say that the tinfoil was for eyelash glue. And then I watched this other lady who left her children, her very young children, home alone for hours. And when the police came, she tried to claim her 17-year-old daughter was there, who she really wasn't. She was fighting the police. But then there's some crazy ones on there. Like it gets pretty wild. That's what I've been watching. I need to. It's just, I'll be honest. And I wish Skip was in here because I know she could vouch on this for me. because she knows my history in the true crime world. But I am distant from just the true crime side of social media. I still love true crime stories. Obviously, I will always be a true crime junkie, but I am very hesitant and cautious to, yes, please do social justice, to talk about true crime on social media anymore, just because that community, whether it's YouTube or TikTok, is so freaking toxic. Like, it
Well,
is
I was just
bad.
gonna. I thought, let me leave this side of TikTok. I'm so tired of the drama.
It's
I've
worse
never
over there.
seen women tear each other down the way they tear each other down. All the stuff that was going on the back end, and I was like, I'm just gonna go hang out in true crime TikTok,
Don't
and
do it.
I get over there, and they're all beefing with each other over
It's worse.
there. It was bad. I
It is
went,
bad.
oh my gosh, no place is safe on this dang app. No place.
And most of the true crime side of TikTok right now is just so obsessed with Gypsy Rose. And here's the thing, and another reason why I wish Skip was in here. I have been a part of the Gypsy Rose case since it was very first put out into the media. Everybody knows I used to be friends with Gypsy's stepmom. I was really good friends with Christy. I knew when Gypsy was going up for parole. I knew that she was going up for parole in December, and the year she was going up for parole in December, I think it was 2023, a year in advance, before TMZ or anybody else ever had their hands on it. And I have proof that I knew because I put it on TikTok, and the video is still way down on my platform. But I knew all of that. Again, I was really good friends with her stepmom. And there are just pieces of that situation that are just so incredibly toxic, and the people that have become obsessed with it and think they own the case, it's just so incredibly toxic. And at this point, it's not even about raising awareness on the situation with Gypsy. It is more about who can go at whose throat next, and that's how it winds up being for any true crime case. Good God, I remember when the Chris Watts case was big on YouTube and they had Watts Island. That was like, people were swatting each other's homes. When I tell
That's
you the
crazy.
it is worse than the awareness side of the app. It's so much worse.
That's crazy.
You're right. Social justice, they do. They absolutely do. And it's not even the true crime side of TikTok anymore. It is the Gypverse. That is what it is. And it is absolutely disgusting.
Oh, I agree.
100% agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Which ones, Emily? There have been so many. And like, people act like some of this stuff is newly seen, these videos and things. But like when Dee Dee's like crime scene photos and stuff were released, people acted like that was so new. I saw those years ago. I don't know. Same though, social, and that's the issue.
Right.
I have to worry about being sued by Gypsy and her family. And like, Skip and I were having this conversation, I think it was like a week or two ago, and she was saying, yeah, you got pretty far up there. Like, everybody at one point, not so much now because I backed away, but at one point everybody knew who I was on that side of the app. I had a different username back then, but they all know who I was. Some of them still follow me around and tag me in every single video they make about Gypsy. But once my face showed up on Lifetime in her documentary, whatever you want to call it, in this last season, once I was able to go on national TV and tell Gypsy Rose to go to hell, I was done. I was done. But those photos had been released. That's the thing, Crafty. Like, that's what a lot of people, it was more on YouTube back then, the first time they were released several years ago. But all of those photos, like, none of those photos were newly released. These videos, that's different. Those are newly released. Those just became accessible via a FOIA by, I think it was Into the Weeds that got it. Those just became accessible. But
And
the
she's
crime
talking
scene
about the
photos,
Idaho case.
oh, I
Yeah,
don't know a
she's
whole
talking
lot
about
about that case.
The Idaho case, I believe. That's what she was talking about. They opened a unalived museum here in Los Angeles, and it is all horrific crime scene footage and videos, and other things that were used to commit these crimes, and everybody that's gone to it leaves it traumatized. And there I am calling my son, let's go, let's go. He thinks I'm
Listen,
crazy. He's like, yeah, I don't know if I could do that one. I might have to
I
pass.
could.
Deb, how are you, Deb?
Hi,
So,
Deb.
but yeah, everybody, I mean, like some pretty hardcore people have gone in there and come out completely traumatized. So, I think after some of the stories I've heard about it, I'm gonna have to rethink my stance on going to visit this museum, but it's doing very well.
The one case that I have followed since I was a child that I will always, forever follow is always going to be John Bonet's. And I know it could just so easily be solved. I know it could. And I know that they are talking about going in that direction. But the thing is, the Boulder Police Department doesn't want to be proven wrong. And they are the reason that it hasn't been solved. But that is the one case that I will forever follow. And let me tell you, with that case, and a lot of people still believe this, for most of the years that that case, about 30 years or so, that that case has been open, a cold case, I always thought it was Burke, the brother. My theory was that Burke and her were at the table while she was eating pineapple, and Burke got mad because he was known to be aggressive and have anger problems and hit her upside the head with a flashlight. She went unconscious, and her parents thought she was unalived. So in their head, one kid unalived, they only have one kid left. Let's try to stage it to save him from being crimed as an adult or whatever, going to juvie, whatever. Let's try to keep our only left kid that's in the house. And so they tried to stage it. John Bonet woke up, started coming to. They realized what was happening, and then they ended up panicking and unaliving her. That was my theory for years. I'm telling you, though, Dorlinda, I want you to really think about this, and this is what changed my mind. Even if Burke had popped her upside the head with a baseball bat with all of his strength, Burke was a very, very scrawny, young little boy. Very scrawny. Even with all of his force, even if he had used a baseball bat, it is not physically possible. It is not scientifically or medically possible that he could have done the damage to her skull that was done. There's no way. And it took me years of going back through that case over and over. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone through the crime scene photos, how many times I've gone through the investigative photos, how many times I've watched the interviews, the everything. I've literally weeded through that case hundreds of times before it finally clicked. And even a doctor
Do you
said,
think there is some family involvement, period?
Maybe. I don't know that I would say family member. Do I think that the parents knew something? Yes. Do I think that they physically did it? No. Do I think that there is a third party, whether it's a family member, a family friend, someone in the neighborhood? They used to let all kinds of people in their homes. John Bonet was in all these pageants all around the world. Like she was a well-known face. I think that there was an intruder. Do I think that they broke in or they were welcomed into the home? That I can't say. But I think that there was a third party that did it. I'm telling you, Dorlinda, it is not scientifically possible that he could have done that. It would have had to have been a grown ass man using all of their strength. You have to think about, and if you really research just that specific aspect of the case, it starts to make more sense. But it takes a lot to damage somebody's skull.
Yeah, it does.
My husband was in a four-wheeler accident when he was 13, and he drove the four-wheeler up this really steep gully, and the four-wheeler flipped backwards on top of him, and that damaged his skull and put a crack in his skull, but not even enough, like to the extent of John Bonet's. And that's a four-wheeler that weighs hundreds of pounds. There's no way that he was either 9 or 11. I can't remember, but I know he was very, very scrawny.
He was 11.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he was 11. And even if you went with that theory, he probably wouldn't have gotten jail time or very
Yeah.
much of it with him being that young. Um, I don't think he would have saw it that kind of time or
But the
any
parents
time.
wouldn't have been clear-headed enough, I don't think, to
That's
reasonably
possible.
think that. Yeah. But it's
But I agree with you on the amount of strength
yeah,
it would take to do something like that with the extent of her injuries. I
yeah.
completely agree. From a medical standpoint,
There
I
was
will agree with
memory
that.
damage to her skull, and your skull is literally the most durable, strongest bone in your body. It's And again, he could have taken a whole steel metal baseball bat and hit her upside the head with all of his strength, and it would not have been possible. My husband, I think, is in the kitchen right now, and he'll tell you this whole time it has always been my thought process that it was Burke and the parents in on it together. And it was just within the last 6 months that my theory changed on that. And it makes sense. Like it's not scientifically or medically possible. She was
So
sick.
she was 7 or 8.
She was 6. Only reason I know
Oh,
she
okay.
was 6 is because we were born a day apart. So she was born August 6th, 1990, and I was born August 5th, 1990. I remember being 6 years old whenever it popped up on that unsolved murder show or whatever it was called, Unsolved Crimes. I don't remember. And it came up on there. And I just remember thinking, wow. No, I was 6 again, thinking, oh my gosh, we're only a day apart. And this happened to her. It was weird to me back then, but it stuck with me all these years. I used to have a Facebook group. My husband will tell you, and there have been people that have found me on TikTok that were in that Facebook group. I used to have a Facebook group that was specifically John Benet Ramsey that I ran, and it had tens of thousands of members. I wouldn't say I'm the most knowledgeable regular civilian when it comes to the case, but I bet you I am one of, because I've been researching it for almost 30 years now, because I'm almost 36. It's crazy.
I agree that that case could be solved.
It
I think
could.
there's so much contamination with that case, and it was handled poorly. But I do agree that they could solve it, and it's just a shame. Her mother is gone, and now her father is
Mhm.
here, and he's getting older. There's not ever going to be a closure for this family.
No. All they have to do, and this is what they're talking about doing, it's just the Boulder Police Department says that they'll do it. It's just actually taking action on what they say they'll do. But with the advancements in DNA technology today and with AI and everything, there are pieces of evidence that were never DNA tested, like I can never say this correctly, the Garrett, whatever. It was never DNA tested ever. And that's
Garrot.
crazy. Yeah, the Garrot. It was never DNA tested. But if they would retest everything that was DNA tested and the items that weren't with the advancements in DNA technology today, even the Boulder Police Department said they were confident they would solve it. But they have to do it. And I think a lot of it has to do with funds. However, her dad has said money is nothing. I will pay whatever. Like, he's still very vocal about the case. And that's something else that stood out to me. If he had been guilty, and after all of these years, I I just don't think that he would continue to be as loud as he has been, because he would want to take that spotlight off of himself. He would want to live his life without having that attention and that pressure. But her dad, he has continued to be consistently vocal and loud and pushy. He has pushed and pushed and pushed that police department. He has tried to bring in other investigators and detectives. He's, even at his age, he has not slowed down. No, it wasn't the dad, Dorlinda. I agree, social justice. I agree. They should have to do it, especially knowing that they ruined that investigation the day that they stepped into that house and never taped it off, allowed people to just trample all through it. They
Right.
ruined that investigation. They ruined that crime scene right from the jump. They should be responsible for doing everything that needs to be done right now to solve it, but they're not going to.
That's a shame.
It is.
And
It's
now they just need, I mean, just microscopic pieces of DNA. It has completely evolved in 30 years.
yeah. A lot of people say things like the man's DNA that was in John Bonet's underwear and things like that. But here's my thing with that. That could be anybody's. Like you can't solely base things off of that because think about when things are manufactured and produced, the many different hands that it touches. Like you don't know whose DNA that could be. But the person's DNA on the garrote, or again, I can't say that word.
Garrote.
Yeah, garrote. On that, the DNA on that, the DNA up under her fingernails could even be helpful. Things like that, things that weren't tested before. Man, I just, it drives me nuts. And then the Summer Wells case, the fact that they still have not found Summer Wells drives me bananas. That
Right.
and it's Sebastian
Oh,
Rogers.
that case has, yes. That
And it's
case has
so much
tormented me
drama.
for a year. Yes.
It's just
Yeah.
ridiculous.
We're next month in February. I know it's February 25th because my wedding anniversary is February 24th. And we're coming up on a year, and they are no closer to any answers than they were from the second he walked out that door.
It's, I don't know. I have some notes on that case in a notebook, but I also have 2 notebooks. And these 2 notebooks are from within the last 6 months whenever I changed my theory about Burke being guilty with John Bonet. 2 notebooks full of handwritten notes that I took. Y'all, when I tell y'all, like I don't talk about it near as much as I used to on social media. That's what I started my platform on, was true crime. But I get so wrapped up and obsessed. And that's part of why, when it came to the John Bonet case, I stepped back for a while. I had that Facebook group. There was like, man, I don't even remember. It was thousands of people in there, and we were like doing great. I was in touch with the Boulder Police Department. I was in touch with the detective that had been working the case most recent. We were emailing back and forth. I still have those emails. I saw crime scene photos that it's not that people couldn't access them, they just didn't do the research that was needed to access them. I saw a lot that I really wish I hadn't seen. I got so invested that every minute that I was not working or taking care of my kids or doing something around my house was invested into that case. And I started having nightmares, like really vivid, realistic nightmares. And I would wake up sweating, breathing really heavy. I had to step back. Like it was.
I believe she was found later that same day. Social justice.
Less
It was
than
the same
24
day.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, crazy how they went through this whole house, didn't find her, and the
Dad
the
walked right
dad
up on her.
the dad walked right up on her and found her immediately.
I think that, like I said, do I think that they're the ones that did it? No. Do I think that the parents know more than what they have said? Yes. But at the same time, I think Patsy knew more than the dad. I don't think that the dad had 100% specifics, but I do think that he knew that Patsy had the knowledge that she had. I will always stand on the fact that Patsy was involved in some way, shape, or form, and nobody will ever convince me differently of that, because you also have to look at it
Something
like
was
this.
very, very off with that lady.
Yeah,
Very
and the
off.
fact that the ransom note was several pages long in her handwriting. Her handwriting was the only handwriting that matched with the handwriting on that. And anybody that is going to break into a house, rob you, kidnap you, whatever, is not going to sit there for that extended period of time, not only find the notebook and the pen, because they both came from inside of that home, but write a ransom letter that many pages long, because there's a lot of risk being taken when you do that. Them waking up and finding you, for example. That's a long time that it would take to write that detailed and long of a ransom note. I think Patsy wrote the ransom note, and I will always stand on that. And I think she did it to help whoever. You want to know what I really think? I think Patsy was having an affair. That's what I think. And I think that Patsy wanted to leave John. That's what I think. And I think that in the midst of it, it wound up resulting in John Bonet getting hurt and unalived, whatever plan it was that she had. I also think that Patsy and John probably had a prenup agreement of some kind in their marriage, and that if she left him, she wasn't going to have much of anything. But I don't know. I don't know. Or he could have gotten her for adultery. I don't know. But it was also weird to me that the amount of money that they were asking for was the exact amount of money that John had been awarded just within the last few months from his work. The exact amount of money. I think Patsy was planning to run off with some guy, and John Bonet was going to be used as the pawn in the middle. I think things wound up going south, not the exact direction that they wanted it to. I don't think Patsy intended for John Bonet to unalive. I think it was going to be a staged, quote unquote, kidnapping. They were going to get the money. John Bonet was going to go back to her dad and be safe, and Patsy was going to ride off in the wind with whoever. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I could be way off. But I really sat and thought about this case for hours and hours and hours and hours. No, social justice. But the thing with that is not that she was never diagnosed. She would never seek out anything like that. Patsy and her family, I don't know about John, but Patsy and her family, they didn't really believe in stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're very proud people.
Yeah, you basically pulled up your britches and buttoned them up, and you picked yourself up and you dealt with it. They didn't believe in mental health. I think she had problems, but I'm not a doctor. But I'm telling you, I think that woman was having an affair. Oh yeah.
I just got done watching a movie, and I seen a previous movie on it. I was very familiar with the case, but I just got done watching the Candy Montgomery story. She murdered her ex-lover's wife and with an axe, and got off. Went on to live the rest of her life. It happened in 1980. But there is a movie about it on Netflix. There was a previous movie. I'm not sure where the previous movie might have came out on Hulu with Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake were in that version of it. It's called Candy. But it's a pretty crazy case, and pretty crazy that she got away with it.
It's crazy what a lot of people get away with in today's world. It's wicked.
This world is a very scary place, and I'm just thankful I live in a space that is so far removed from all that.
Yeah. I love talking about mental health, social justice. I was talking earlier about how that I lost my dad in May of 2021, and I lost my dad. He had been in addiction, severe addiction, since he was 11 years old. But he also struggled heavily with mental health. His mental health was a big part of why he was in addiction, if I'm just being fully transparent. It's not an excuse, but it's reality. He numbed down pain and emotions of a really rough childhood. He watched his dad unalive himself. He has lost his brother, his best friend, to unaliving themselves, on top of the fact that he was physically abused by his dad growing up. His dad would take him and sling his head up against bedpost. He would take beatings for his brother and sister just to keep them safe. He had a rough childhood. And he turned to drugs when he was 11. He was in jail in April and, the first day of May in 2021, and he had no choice but to detox at that point, and he had to start feeling things, and it was too much for him. So I am, contrary to what some people think, I am a big advocate for mental health. I have my own mental health struggles, and I love talking about anything related to that. Yeah.
Well, mental health is very huge in my family. My dad is what they call unipolar, and my brother is bipolar schizophrenic. And I was my brother's conservator for 25 years. and I had to give it up due to the amount of stress. Our own mental health system in this country is so broken. It is so absolutely shattered. And trying to get help for somebody with such severe condition as bipolar schizophrenia is darn near impossible. And it's sad. That's why we, have so many mental health issues in our people that struggle with mental health issues in prisons. They commit crimes when they're not in their right minds and end up destroying their own lives and being their own worst enemy from a disease that they have absolutely no control over. And I don't know if you have any firsthand experience with somebody who is bipolar schizophrenic.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
It is. My dad was bipolar schizophrenic. I'm bipolar, but I don't have schizophrenia, but my dad was bipolar schizophrenic. I think part of the problem too, and you're right, social justice, we have come a long way, but we do have a long way to go. But also, it doesn't help when people get criticized for the way that they cope with mental health. It doesn't help that we live in a society where people will not only criticize but also try to control the way that you cope. And I'm going to put an example out there. And this is not me trying to rehash anything with people. This is not me trying to stir up old issues, whatever. One of the ways that I cope, and really was the only way that I coped for years until I started trying to work on myself just within the last 6 months, I coped with dark humor. And I would poke at my own mental health with dark humor. Never would I mock somebody else's mental health. Like, anybody that truly knows me knows that I would never, ever, ever, could never do that. But I would use dark humor. And about 6 months ago, well, back in July, I posted a video with a satire character that I had created. I created to represent my mental health as dark humor, satire. And when I tell you I was dragged upwards, backwards, forwards, east, west, north, south, upside down for that video, was told that I was triggering people and that I was mocking mental health, and was called all kinds of things. There were people, like random people that I didn't even know, probably troll accounts, sending me threats in my DMs. I was being accused of mocking mental health while I was already in a dark place. I was in a very dark place. I had told friends, like, I was self-isolating. I was not good mentally. I was struggling. And when I was accused of mocking mental health at that point, my mental health started being pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And let me tell you, and Shell Shock is one of the only people that knows this, I broke. And I almost did something to myself when I tell you I literally physically went and picked up something, I'm not going to say what, on this app, and considered just being done with it all. But at that moment is when I knew I've got to do something. And I'm not, I've tried so many medications, and I tried medications again recently, and I just don't respond well. And that could have even the doctor said it could have something to do with the way that the medication reacts with not just my brain, but the fact that I have fluid on my brain. Once I get the fluid off, then we can try medications again. But I don't respond well to the different medications that I've tried so far. And I've tried a lot. Even as a kid, I tried a lot of different medications. But the fact that I was coping with my mental health at that point the only way that I knew how, and people took that and took it in a different direction, and everybody's entitled to feel how they feel. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But when they were accusing me of mocking mental health simply because I was coping with the only way that I knew how, and in doing so, pushed me to the point that I almost did the same thing that my dad did, let me tell you, it was a reality check. And that's the point that I'm going with. That is, people are so quick to criticize or control the way that people cope with mental health. that you have people that just struggle in silence, people that are afraid to reach out for help, people that are afraid to talk about it because people are so critical. People are so controlling and they're just so quick to have their own image of what mental health should look like and how people should take care of it, that anything anybody else does is bad to them. And it's disgusting. It's gross and it's not okay. And people should be able to freely talk about their mental health. People should be okay with talking about how they cope and doing so in coping, however works for them, that keeps them here on this earth another day. But unfortunately, the people on this app and other apps don't look at it like that. It's their way or it's wrong, and that's not okay. It's not okay. I'm telling you, if Shell Shock kept that secret from me for a long time, but I had to call her. I had to text her and I told her, I almost just did this. I just picked it up and was going to do it. And I almost did this. And it's just crazy to me that all of that stemmed from the fact that all I was trying to do was cope with my own mental health, and people took it and twisted it in every direction but what it was. And in doing so, I was almost not here anymore. And that's fucked up. I came out of it, but not everybody does.
Yeah, not everybody can pull themselves up from it. They can't.
And that's
You know,
sad.
I see so much toxic on this app, and we have had people on this app who have taken their own lives, and nobody's learned a damn thing. That's the part that breaks my heart even more. Nobody's learned a damn thing. And what are people's end game in doing that to people? What's the end game here? Because it's not going to be good.
Right. And I have
But
social justice. I have done that.
but the things I've seen people on this app do to each other absolutely blows my ever loving mind. Just blows my mind. It's very sad. And I used to be like, how can people get so invested in an app? And why not just shut the app off and walk away? And I really had spent a lot of time thinking about that. And for some people, this
It
app
certainly
is
is.
all they have. This is their outlet. There's a lot of people on this app like me who are very sick and with dealing with chronic illness. We can't get out into the world. We're not out there hanging out with our friends and doing everything that everybody else can do, and that can be very isolating. I'm very lucky to have the support system that I have. So for me, turning off the app and walking away from it is not a problem. But for a lot of people, this is their only outlet. This is their connection to people in the world. And that in a way makes me feel sad because of how many toxic situations are on this app, and it's just nonstop.
It is. And
Nonstop.
the same people too. And it's not just like when I say that, people always assume I'm talking about certain individuals that I don't care for, hang around, but it's not just this side of the app. It is every side of the
everywhere.
app. And it's not okay. And you're right, social justice. She said people get invested because it's a distraction from their own unresolved issues most of the time. And the reason I'm saying you're right is because I'm that person. That's me. This app is an escape for me from my own unresolved issues. And some of those issues I'm working on resolving now. Some of them, it's not near as easy as I would like for it to be. But I get up every day. I push myself out of the bed and I do what I have to do for me and for my kids. But it's scary. Like when I tell you that moment, I scared myself. And don't get me wrong, I'm in connection with a professional. Like we have a safety plan. I speak regular, like I'm doing what I have to do, even now that I am not medicated. Like I genuinely can't be medicated right now. But even so, I'm doing what I can do and what I need to do. I have done a lot of self-reflecting. I am doing growth and healing internally, externally. Like, I'm doing what I have to do. It is a work in progress. I ain't never going to be perfect. But when I felt how I felt that day, it scared me. I scared myself. But at the same time, Green Eyes, when I tell you, it was one of the biggest reality checks that I could have ever gotten. And I don't want to say it was a blessing, because I don't look at something like that as a blessing, but it was a slap in the fucking face. A big slap in the face. And it was like God said, shut up, sit down, and listen. And I did. I listened. And
And you couldn't have gone to a better person.
now you're right, and I say it to this day, and I have cried in boxes before saying it, and I'm not going to cry now. But when I tell you, Shell Shock will never know how much she truly saved me during that time. Like, she will truly never know how much she saved me, because if she had not been there for me the way that she was, and I mean, you were there for me through all of that. A lot of people were checking on me and calling me and texting me, but Shell Shock was the only person that knew just how severe it was and the extent that it went to. And she was there when it felt like nobody else was, even though they were. She was there. And I will always have so much love and respect for her for that.
Yeah, she's a neat lady. She's special. That's for sure. And she's, recently gone through her own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've spent a lot of time with her in that situation off of the app. The one thing, and this is what I told her, and I had this very same conversation with Fran. You have to focus on the people that are in your real life. You have friends and family and people that do truly love you and support you. You sent me a message one day that just damn near broke me. And you were begging me not to leave you. And I I was a bit taken aback by that, because nothing's going to do that. Nothing's going to make me leave you. And I was hurt, not by you. That's I don't know if hurt is the right word for it, but just that your thought process even went there. It made me hurt for you. That's the way I should put it. That you thought that I could even do that, and that you felt that that you needed to send me a message like that. I love you. You're my friend. We have been through a lot together, and I'm sure life's going to throw something else at the both of us to go through together. It's just the way it works. But I love you. I've always loved you. I've always supported you. Nothing was going to change that. Nothing was going to change that. But that's because you're a part of my real life. What these people on the internet are saying and doing to other people, it's just not important to me. And, I want people to know, focus on the real tangible things that are in your life, those true friendships, those relationships with your family, those things that are happening to you in the real world, and not just going on behind an app. Hi, Miss Sep.
I think that the reason that I was in that headspace, and again, trolls, because I know there are people watching from the window. This is not like, I am not nitpicking at anyone. I have forgiven everyone and anyone and moved on for myself. But I feel like I had this group of people that I truly thought were my friends, and I loved them, and I still love them. And like, we were on the phone together all day and night, every day, for a long time, for months. And I know that they knew I was in a dark place. And to have the fact that I self-isolated and shut down, and that I was trying my best to cope and get out of it, to have that used against me, because I was told I was a shitty friend because I shut down. To have that used against me, and then those friends just completely turn their back on me and just start going, like, that fucking hurt. That hurt so much. Like, I have had friends come and go, but I have never had it hurt that much because I knew my intentions were pure. I knew that everything that was being said about me was false. And it just hurt. And at that point, I questioned for a long time, like, who could I trust? Who was going to walk out on me next? Because it was just like a crazy situation. And again, like, I wish all of those people nothing but the best. I don't have a bad thing to say about anybody, but that hurt. And it
Yeah.
put me in a fucked up headspace. It was so bad. And I do not, like, I am not trying to come on this app and cry. It's just when I think about it, it hurt.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody besides, the people that I've talked to about it truly realizes the space that I was put in mentally during that time. Like, I don't think they know. And that's okay. Nobody has to know. I just got to get through it. And I did. And I'm going to continue to push through every single day. It was just, it sucked. It sucked.
Well,
It is what it
I'm
is.
going through a situation with somebody else. I'm not going to name who they are. And, seeing the lengths that people will go to try to break somebody on this app is some of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. And, hi, Calicat. And
turn gingerbread on and go pee and mute, but I'm listening, I promise.
It's shocking to me the lengths that people will go to try to break somebody. And again, what's your end game? What is it that you're trying to accomplish by doing that to somebody? It's quite heartbreaking.
I gotta go to the bathroom. It is heartbreaking. It's I don't know. I just wish people could have fun and enjoy themselves again and be able to do that without hurting other people. And I've done my fair share of wrongs. Like, I've said it
And you know as well as I do, there may be a lot of fuckery going on the app, but the stuff that's going on the back end is 100 times crazier.
Facts.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Callie Cat. I don't.
Why is there so much water back here?
That's very true. Simply watching, a lot of people are, and hurt people, and but to take it to that level, it's just absolutely crazy. But for all for all the drama that you see going on the app, I guarantee you it's 100 times worse on the back end.
Facts. Okay, I'm muting really quick to pee.
Okay, and having. We see a lot of mob mentality on this app, and that mob mentality is so very destructive. Yeah, I agree. Simply watching, and yes, Kat, absolutely, it is unhealthy. But it's hard. Nobody wants people talking about them, right? Nobody wants negative attention. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. Some people want attention any way they can get it. But I don't know. I've just seen some really crazy stuff. And just when you think you've seen it all, hold on to your seat because something else is coming that will be 10 times crazier.
Sitting back, watching some lives the last week or so, especially the last few days, and I've seen people who, I like the people. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't have anything against them. I like them. I find them funny in most instances. But people who have been put through so much on this app themselves and have said so many times how done they are. And, they've been through a lot on this app. Things that you would think would make them truly want to be done and start having fun. But instead of doing that, they're becoming the exact thing that they have stood against for a
Right.
long time. And it's really disheartening and it's sad, but they're also getting themselves wrapped up with people who have always been nothing but chaos and drama on this app. And it's not just this side, it's everywhere. And it's just disheartening. It's really disheartening.
Yeah, I don't find as much joy in this app as I once did. Um, and that's kind of a hard place for me to be honest, because a lot of good has come out of this app for me as well. And just, just taking my own situation and the amount of people, to find out after the fog cleared, the amount of people praying for me and the amount of people genuinely concerned, and the messages that I still get to this day, of people saying, I'm praying for you. I hope you're well. There's a lot of positive. I have made amazing friendships, out of this app. Met people now, even in real life, that, with people whose paths I never would have crossed if not for this app. And, so I feel very blessed in that way as well. The good always has to outweigh the bad. It does. And, so I have a lot to be thankful for. But at the same time, I'm like, they could shut this app off right now and I'd be totally fine.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with it.
I would be sad. I would be sad because I am getting back to where I do enjoy it more than I was. And I have lots of things planned to make it even more fun. But at the same time, when I've taken breaks from the app, whether it be the 2-month break I took or a 2-day break, it's a breath of fresh air. Like it really is. And I would move on, and I would move on pretty quick. But I don't know. This app started a lot for me. Like is a lot of good that has come from this app for me. Again, I got to be like, I grew up watching Lifetime, and I got to be on Lifetime because of this app. Things like that never would have happened if it wasn't for TikTok. So I'm very grateful for it at the same time, but it's definitely not what it used to be.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty crazy. I find myself on the app less and less, because of it. I couldn't even tell you what drama, other than some stuff that's been going on over on Mandy's side, but there's I couldn't tell you what was going on anywhere in this app. If I was to go into another live, I'd be so lost. I just would not have any clue. And I like it that way.
Same.
I love you too, Kelly Cat. I love you, girl.
I love you, Callie Cat. I only know bits and pieces. There's a lot that's going on right now, apparently, and I don't know much. I don't know enough to have an opinion on it.
I don't know. I don't know anything
animals.
about it. I just plan to keep it that way. You too, Kelly Cat. I am gonna go. I'm tired and
I've
had a
been on
bit of
here
a
over
rough
2
day.
hours. It went from I was gonna only be on here for like 30 minutes to I have been on here almost 2.5 hours. So I'm actually gonna end. But I do want to thank everybody who has popped in, whether it's just to say hi, everybody who has stayed and hung out, everybody who sent heart me's, gifts, tapped the screen. I thank all of you. I appreciate it. And, tomorrow I'm going to push again for at least 30 minutes on live. It's going to be a 7-day challenge until I get back into the swing of things. But I hope everybody has an amazing rest of your night.
Yes.
Sleep well and stay warm.
Enjoy your weekend. Love you.
I love you too. Bye, guys. Thank you again, everyone.